Hi, y'all. This is the video that you've all been waiting for, the video on learning to learn. This video is about learning to learn. We've been talking about learning throughout this video series. Hopefully, these videos have convinced you that this is a journey worth going on. The purpose of this video is to explore how we can get started on that journey. We have a lot to learn about learning, and I haven't gotten it all figured out yet. But I'm hoping if we all join the journey, we can learn to learn together. In this video, we'll talk about learning mindset, natural processes of change, dimensions of learning, starting your journey, and navigating learning journeys. We started this journey with a number of questions that looked at yourself and your own life. And we explored a number of issues, aspirations, and concerns within the premise that learning is the optimal solution, the leverage, and the magic that makes us better at everything else. We've emphasized these themes throughout the videos. We're all fundamentally good, we all matter, and we have the potential to be amazing. Our lives are supposed to be phenomenal, and we're supposed to naturally love life. All within the ultimate question: what does it mean to get the most out of our life, individually and collectively? And how do we do it? We don't know the right answers to these questions, but we should definitely be constantly rethinking the answers we do have because literally everything we do in our lives and everything we're concerned about is based on what we believe the answers are. This video will explore how we actually get started on that journey to become the better learners that can better address all of these questions. As we've mentioned, learning is a never ending journey we're already on. It's about putting as much value on becoming as we put on doing and achieving. It helps us embrace the fact that we'll never really know anything and that there's no state of good enough where we're done learning. We'll always be rising to higher and higher levels of humanity, but we can see that as an advantage we can get excited about. And learning is a journey we're already on, so we might as well get really good at it. It may seem like there's no point to going on a journey that will never end. It sounds impossible, so why even bother? But we're already on that journey. We'll never have all the answers or resolve all of life's challenges. Getting better at learning is our most effective and efficient way of handling the journey we're already on. Learning to learn allows us to approach things with more accurate understanding of how they actually work together to find even better solutions, and not make things worse for ourselves and others. At least we can move from fighting against ourselves and others to solving life's challenges together. Learning is a capability that we can keep getting better at. In fact, our life works best when we make learning to learn one of our primary focuses. As we mentioned before, if we treat learning as the study of achieving our potential and of getting the most out of our lives, then we can work together to continually get better at it. We also don't need to settle for the life we feel we're already stuck with. We can be quick to label certain qualities as unchangeable. For example, we talk about traits and fate. When we talk about traits, we're usually referring to qualities that we assume are unlearnable, that we're born with. The words talent or aptitude imply qualities that we cannot learn. For instance, for a long time, people talked about leadership as one of those unlearnable traits. It was said that you're either a good leader or you're not. When we talk of fate, we're usually saying that our life is destined to be a certain way and there's nothing we can do about it. Obviously, if we label something as unchangeable, it drastically reduces our ability to do anything about it. Are there really things that we're just stuck with? Maybe. But how much we can change things is debatable. And we tend to be heavy-handed with how many things we assume we cannot change. In reality, we could make many of these things possible for us if we just knew how. A key first step in going on the learning journey is developing a learning mindset, which is a whole new paradigm for learning and its role in our lives. A recognition of what learning really is and what's not learning. We see learning not just as something we do, but as a whole new dynamic approach to life. We focus on learning as our highest priority, and we take a learning approach to everything we do, always getting better and always getting better at getting better. We shift our approach from knowing to becoming. We're reinventing ourselves and becoming ourselves, active participants in realizing our potential in our evolution to higher and higher versions of ourselves. We look at our change and growth holistically rather than focusing on fixing the problems we see in ourselves. We want to optimize our health and realize our potential. It's understandable why we'd avoid learning. The very idea of learning can be overwhelming and confusing. It can seem like the journey is not worth the effort we would have to put into it. We've had stuff forced on us our whole lives in the name of what people called learning. And sometimes we just resist learning on a cognitive level. We feel like it's so much easier to stay in our comfort zones, even if we know staying in our comfort zones is not realistic or healthy. Learning should be a natural process of change that's driven through our intrinsic, natural energy and enthusiasm. Natural and intrinsic energy is really important in learning, and healthy change takes a lot of energy. For example, learning involves being patient and gentle with ourselves. If we're approaching learning by beating ourselves up to be something different, it drains us of the energy it takes to make real healthy change. As we've discussed, learning involves connecting with our feelings, not ignoring them in the pursuit of something we're supposed to be. We have to be continually managing our comfort zone to keep from getting overwhelmed. And we should be using leverage whenever we can, such as through leveraging mindsets and meta mindsets. Your learning should be about you. Own your learning. For example, learning, especially long learning journeys with frustrating, unclear learning curves, can feel like a waste of time. You need to ensure the journey will pay off for you. Here are some questions to consider. Are you on the optimal path? Are you including and learning everything you need to be learning? How do you fit it all in? Do you stay on the path and trust in the process? Are you optimizing the long-term and short-term results from your learning? Will this journey pay off and bring enough value to be worth the effort? To realistically achieve the magic and sophistication we've discussed in our other videos, we need a healthy, multifaceted approach to learning that helps us navigate our complexities and work through our issues. We've talked about the dimensions of learning in earlier videos. Each dimension represents a different aspect of learning that comes together with the others to form a powerful, integrated whole. The dimensions don't imply that we must start at the bottom and work our way up. Some people may be better at higher dimensions than they are at lower dimensions, but the dimensions do get more complicated as we move up, and they do build on each other. Getting better at any dimension improves us in all of them. It's important to note that we don't achieve dimensions. These are not levels that we climb or surpass to get to the top. We have to work constantly to improve on all the dimensions. Learning is not a destination. We'll never achieve a state when we're done. But learning is a capability we can get better at, which gives us something we can hold on to, count on like anything else we're good at, and have faith in. Let's take a brief look at each dimension. The first dimension, building capabilities to get results reliably, is the dimension most people think of when asked to define learning, and it's where most people focus their learning efforts. It's targeted and focused on results and success. We have some result we want or need to achieve, and we must gain some degree of capability, such as knowledge or skill, to achieve it. Results are important, even vital. Everything, even the other dimensions, needs to come back to producing results. If we don't get appreciable results and value, then what's the point? But people who focus only on this dimension make the world worse. Most of what we consider to be evil comes from people focusing on this dimension to the exclusion of other dimensions. A common trap for this dimension is that people focus only on the result and try to minimize learning to get it. Telling yourself that you're good enough only addresses this level because good enough only has meaning in relation to a very simplistically defined static result. The second dimension, creating more effective solutions, focuses on evaluating, problem solving, decision making, and creating. When education refers to critical thinking, they're working toward this dimension. This dimension deals with complexity and ambiguity. We expand our comprehension, perspective, systemic thinking, insight, and anticipation. We become more strategic and proactive. We move from pre established guidelines to a sense of prudence. This dimension enables more sophisticated solutions that transcend the complex problems we're stuck in and moves us towards real differences. The third dimension, embracing opportunity with curiosity and adventure, involves getting out there and being a part of life. We're seizing opportunities and rising to the occasion in challenging situations. This dimension is characterized by responsiveness, adaptation, and resilience, and by exploration, adventure, curiosity, discovery, and play. We shift from fighting to stay in our comfort zone to realizing that being uncomfortable is a part of the point of life. A distinguishing characteristic of this dimension is change in mindset from challenge to fun. We learn to appreciate and welcome obstacles as a source of fun and joy, and we embrace change and ambiguity. It becomes more than just adapting to change, it's embracing change as part of the beauty of life. We're not just rolling with the punches, we're inviting the punches and seeking them out. As we grow in this dimension, we grow natural resilience, rising out of fun, joy, and fascination. We start becoming more naturally aligned with life, the way we and life are designed. It might be the first dimension where we start realizing what true passion and true faith feel like. The fourth dimension, becoming a healthier, stronger, better person, focuses on real health and maturity. It's about deep intrapersonal development and growth, mental, physical, psychological, spiritual, and social. In this dimension, we're challenging ourselves to connect with our emotions, confront our beliefs and mindsets, and address our issues, including issues from our own life, from the generations before us, and embedded in our cultures. Growing in this dimension should bring us balance, internal alignment, empowerment, and improved well-being. We start to reinvent ourselves, building more natural alignment between our inner and outer worlds. We're also more comfortable being naturally vulnerable. We clear away the issues, giving us a glimpse of what we clear away the issues, giving us a glimpse at what we really could be, and hope that we can get there. In the fifth dimension, discovering and optimizing your potential, we're reinventing ourselves to become who we are. We're finding and connecting to our true selves and recognizing and unlocking our limitless potential. This dimension involves discerning our passion, identity, and calling. We must question our very conception of our identity to allow ourselves to be something new. This dimension gives us a clear vision of what we could be, which gives us meaning and ownership over our lives. We work to be fully and intentionally aligned with our potential and connected with our passion. Growing in this dimension helps us to be more secure in who we are and more aligned and intrinsically motivated. We can achieve higher mastery because we're clearer on and can focus on our purpose. We even open up those qualities that other people consider unlearnable, such as being cool, strong, or funny. The sixth dimension, seeking and recognizing truth and wisdom, is about the real, actual truth. It's as much about learning to accept and deal with truth as it is about discovering the truth. We're continually confronting our mental models, mindsets, assumptions, beliefs, and biases. To see the truth more clearly, we must get to where we're no longer fooling ourselves, hiding from the truth, or distorting the truth. In this step, we're seeking wisdom and more accurate, effective mindsets and belief systems. We're understanding multiple diverse perspectives and continually questioning any conceptualizations or norms. We're tackling the big questions, the meaning and context of human existence, and dealing with issues on a larger scale including generational and institutional issues. This dimension should start to bring us truth, wisdom, and enlightenment. It should liberate us. It should it should liberate lib, ah. It should liberate us from maladaptive beliefs, opening the way for true health and faith. The seventh dimension, getting the most out of life, pulls together the other dimensions to fully actualize our potential. It's about fully becoming ourselves, what we have the potential to be. In this dimension, learning takes on a whole new, unimaginable meaning. Where all the seemingly magical qualities such as enlightenment, transcendence, faith, and spirituality make sense. Life is naturally beautiful, and we're naturally certain, no more doubt, about the value of life. We feel it in every moment of every day. We're aligned with our destiny and changing our fate. New, unimaginable horizons open up for us, and we strive to achieve our aspirations with no regrets or settling. We connect to deeper sources of inspiration, insight, and vision, including seeing the answers that are already inside of us. Our learning journey is a complex process that we have a lot to learn about. Let's talk about some ways we can get this journey started. Some topics we'll touch on are what to stop doing, believe, don't settle, see the potential, make the space, find the energy, start the journey, prioritize learning to learn, change yourself, go for all of it, shoot for the ideal, and start small, get quick wins. First, let's recognize what we need to stop doing. We need to break the vicious cycle and stop being a part of the problem. We need to stop buying into the mainstream narrative because we recognize that it's driven by issues, not by what's true or healthy for everyone. And we need to stop taking stands, especially against each other. Rather than taking stands, let's learn to understand. Next, believe, don't settle. Rise to the challenges and champion a higher vision. We don't need to accept the limits that seem to be imposed on us. Learning empowers us to change fate, control our destiny, and become superhuman. Humanity needs to rise urgently. See the potential in yourself, in others, and in life. Make the space and find the energy for learning. Learning can be really hard and draining. We need to create a safe learning environment to nurture our learning. We need to unburden ourselves so that we can free up space in our lives, and we need to prioritize rejuvenating ourselves. Then, start the journey. We're already on the journey, so you might as well get really good at it. Just get going. Focus on getting better at learning, and start the virtuous cycle. The magic will start happening automatically, and learning will help you in solving everything else. Next, focus on and prioritize learning to learn. This will take a shift in our mindset about learning. We'll need to overcome our bias for doing, start seeing learning as the best investment for our time, and recognize that everything is a learning problem. And maybe consider, what if learning was the real purpose for life? Put a priority on changing yourself. Changing yourself starts the virtuous cycle that helps us all to change. If we get better, humanity gets better. Be the solution that empowers humanity to grow. Go for all of it. Shoot for the ideal. We have potential to be amazing, and our lives are supposed to be phenomenal. If we're going to be putting in this much effort, why would we shoot for less than optimal? Why would we go for a result that we don't want because we're afraid we can't achieve what we really want? We need learning that leads us to holistic change that optimizes our health and potential. Let go of your limits. Stop faking. Let's get the most out of our lives and leverage learning as the magic to change the world. Start small and get quick wins. Learning journeys can be long and are frequently much longer than we anticipated. It's really easy to lose faith or to just run out of resources. Quick wins help us. Oh, wait, hang on. Yep. Quick wins help us build the momentum we need. Build reliable capabilities and get results. Identify and identify and plan the results you need. Start with pre-proven established skills. Take baby steps and plant seeds for future success. Once we get started, there are many capabilities involved in navigating learning journeys. Mastering these specific capabilities will help us as we grow, especially as we move into areas that we're less familiar with. While we'll never master learning itself, we can get better at all of these capabilities, which we can have confidence in as we adapt to new things. Some of the capabilities are: learn to navigate learning curves, understand yourself and how you learn, be deliberate and systematic in where you focus, create spaces, moments of possibility, collaborate and build community, get out there and learn from life, go with the flow, geek out and have fun, process and reflect on your learning experience, and take care of yourself and cultivate natural energy. Of course, to really get the most out of our learning, we need to learn to go deep. But what does go deep really mean? We imagine this deep set of something that we tend to avoid that seems to be getting in our way, those issues that we cannot deal with. It seems like a dark set of rooms where we lock away all these issues, hoping to keep them controlled and hidden away so that they don't affect our lives and we never have to deal with them. In actuality, though, they seem to affect every moment of our lives and every aspect of our existence in ways that we also don't want to face. What are we dealing with? What is this area where we're so terrified of going that we cannot face it? Where our toughest issues seem to reside, feelings like pain and terror, repressed and bottled up memories and horrible emotions from traumatic experiences we've lived through, dark truths about ourselves and the nature of life, such as the real nature of life, our true identity, our real purpose and value, and is life really worth it? We're terrified of what the real answers might actually be. What are we trying to accomplish by going deep? Is there such a thing as dealing with all of our issues? Can we really clean up that space? Is going deep real and worth it? Are there really solutions going deep? Does going deep solve anything? What are the risks? What is our likelihood of succeeding? Is it worth it? How do we go deep but stay safe? What are we risking when we go deep? How do we keep from getting traumatized? How do we realize when we're doing more than we can handle? How do we set up safeguards to protect us along the way? How do we eventually go to our deepest depths as efficiently, effectively, and safely as possible? Hopefully, as we get better and better at learning, we find the space where we're all fundamentally good, we all matter, and we realize our potential to be amazing. Our lives are phenomenal, and we naturally love life. And we all get the most out of our life individually and collectively. All of this because we're learning to learn.